Welcome back, kindergartners. It's Miss Johnson here, and I'm here to bring you another great story. We are still in Domain 3, but today's lesson is lesson number 7. Let's get started. The name of today's story is The Story of the Jumping Mouse. Now, this story has 2 parts, so stay tuned. The purpose for listening. I want you to listen carefully to find out what Jumping Mouse wants and why he wants it. How does Jumping Mouse get what he wants? Some key vocabulary that you're going to hear includes brush. A brush is a bunch of bushes, shrubs, and other plants growing close together. Journey. Journey is a long trip or a voyage from one place to another. Perilous. Perilous means dangerous. Swayed. Changed an idea or an opinion. Once there was a small mouse with a big dream. The small mouse had grown up listening to the elders tell wonderful stories about the far-off land. Now the small mouse lived in a brush near the sparkling river. Remember that word brush is a group of bushes and other plants growing close together. On the other side of the sparkling river was a dry desert. The small mouse had been told that the far-off land was on the other side of the dry desert. Although the mouse was small, he was brave. He intended to go to this far-off land. The word intended in this story means that the mouse planned and he wanted to go to the far-off land. One day, he said goodbye to his family and his friends, and he set off. His first challenge was to find the way to cross the beautiful sparkling river. A challenge is something that is hard to do. As he stared at the lapping water, a frog appeared beside him. "You'll have to swim," said the frog. "I don't know what you mean," replied the small mouse, for he had never swum before. "Watch me," said the frog, and with that, the frog jumped into the sparkling river and began to swim. The small mouse watched the frog for several seconds before announcing, "I'm afraid I can't do that. I will have to find another way to cross the sparkling river." The frog returned to the edge of the river. "Why are you so determined to cross the sparkling river?" "Where are you going?" asked the frog. "I'm going to the far-off land," replied the small mouse. "If you don't mind me saying, you are a very small mouse to cross such a big river and travel such a long distance to the far-off land." The frog stared at the small mouse for a short time, and seeing that he could not be swayed from the following plan, he decided to help the small mouse. In this story, that word swayed means that the mouse would not change his plan, no matter what that frog had to say. "This is your lucky day," exclaimed the frog. "I am a magic frog, and I will help you. I name you Jumping Mouse. You will soon discover that you can jump higher than you've ever jumped before. Follow me, Jumping Mouse, and I will take you across that sparkling river." With that being said, the frog and the Jumping Mouse jumped very high and landed on a leaf in the middle of the sparkling river. They floated on the leaf to the other side of that sparkling river. "Goodbye, my friend," said the frog. "Be brave and hopeful, and you will surely reach that far-off land." "Thank you," replied the Jumping Mouse. "I will never forget your kindness." Jumping Mouse set off across the dry desert. He jumped across stones and twigs on his strong legs. As the frog had promised, Jumping Mouse jumped higher than he ever had before. He traveled by day and by night, stopping only to eat berries wherever he found them. Eventually, Jumping Mouse came to a stream. The stream gave life to this part of the dry desert. Beside the stream grew many bushes. Underneath one of those bushes, there lived a very fat mouse. "Good day to you," the fat mouse said to the jumping mouse. "Good day," replied the jumping mouse. "Well, where are you going?" asked the fat mouse. "To the far-off land," explained the jumping mouse. "However, I would like to rest a while and eat some of the juicy berries that grow on the bushes beside the stream." Here in this story, the word stream means a small body of water, similar to a river. "Well, be my guest," said the fat mouse. Jumping Mouse stayed with the fat mouse for several days. He ate berries and he drank from the cool stream. Before long, he felt rested and ready to continue his journey. "It is time for me to continue my journey," said the jumping mouse one day. The word journey means to travel. Why would you want to travel to a place you are not even sure exists? Stay here with me, where you can eat berries and drink from the stream to your heart's content. But if you must go, be very careful, for the journey will be perilous indeed for such a small mouse," warned the fat mouse. "I will be careful, and I will find a way to pay forward the kindness you and the frog have shown me." "Thank you for your generosity," replied Jumping Mouse, as his powerful legs carried him away. With hope in his heart, Jumping Mouse continued on his way. Well, boys and girls, that was part 1 of the Jumping Mouse. Let's stop right here and ask a few questions. Who are the characters that we have met so far? Jumping Mouse, the Magic Frog, and the Fat Mouse. You got it. Why does Jumping Mouse decide to leave his home and travel across the desert? Do you remember where he wanted to travel? Because he wanted to see the far-off land. What gift does the Magic Frog give to Jumping Mouse in the beginning of the story? He gave him the ability to jump extremely high. Let's jump into some word work. In the read aloud today, you heard the fat mouse say to the jumping mouse, "But if you must go, be careful, for the journey may be perilous." Say that word perilous with me 3 times. Perilous, perilous, perilous. You got it. Perilous means something very dangerous. Walking along the edge of the busy road seemed perilous. What's the word we've been talking about? Perilous. You got it. I'm going to describe several situations. If what I read describes something that is dangerous, I want you to say that is perilous. But if what I describe is not something that is dangerous, I want you to say that is not perilous, Miss Johnson. Let's get started. Chris felt a raindrop land on his head. Is that dangerous? So what do you need to say? That is not perilous. You got it. A boy played in his sandbox, just having fun. What do you think? That is not perilous, not dangerous at all. How about a baby bird that fell out of his nest? Now that's perilous, because that could be, what, boys and girls? Very dangerous. The rock climber's hand, now a rock climber is someone that climbs mountains, slipped, and it was only then that he realized that his safety rope was not attached to anything. That is perilous. Last one. Maria looked both ways before she crossed the street and saw that no cars were coming from either direction. If you look both ways, is that being dangerous? So what do we need to say? That is not perilous. Well, boys and girls, I had such a great time reading that story with you today. Until the next time we meet, see you real soon. Bye.